is that I just attended a major seminar that was on blood chemistry. We've been trying to do this for over 22 years when I originally started with this Dr. Harry Eidner. He's a PhD. Now, blood chemistries are kind of really not being done comprehensively enough because it's all based on, well, what's your cholesterol level, how's your kidney function, how's the liver enzyme, and maybe your blood sugar. But there is so much integration, understanding blood chemistries, that there was no way that we could really comprehend everything that was necessary to get to the root cause of problems health-wise. So we were seeing back in the early 90s when I attended this seminar, we were seeing what's called free radical pathology. Anybody hear that terminology? You know what that is, basically? Cancer. That's cancer. Basically, that's what it is. So today, with the new software that just came out, I was just at the seminar with 100 other doctors. There was MDs, there was chiropractors, there was naturopaths, there were some acupuncturists and people like that. This is an algorithm system, so it's integrating the different blood aspects so you can find out what needs to be addressed. What are the priorities as far as health-wise? So it's really cool. Let me give you a little background. This was done back in the 70s. There was 10,000 patients and 1,000 doctors participated in this over a 10-year period of time. From that, the blood chemistries, when you look at a blood chemistry, there's a reference range. Well, the reference range for thyroid, for example, at one time went from 0 to 10. Now, if something's 0, what's happening? What do you think?
Nothing.
Ah, someone's dead, you know? They're not functioning at all. I mean, you're not even alive. But this is how, archaic all this stuff was. Well, now today, the parameters are 0.5 to 4.5. Well, anybody below that 0.5 is into a hyperthyroid state or a Graves' disease. Anybody actually over a 3 has what we call hypothyroidism. It's amazing. Now, why is the thyroid so important? This is protection for cancers like breasts, like ovary, uterine, men, prostate, and other things like that. How many men have had a PSA test? Okay, how many men think that that's really the key as far as identifying prostate cancer? Yeah, you've been told that. But the reality is you don't just do the PSA, and even it's in the journals of medicine, that you just don't go on the PSA. You better run an insulin growth factor 1. How many people have heard of that? IGF-1. Now, if your PSA is high and then you got an outrageous IGF-1, yeah, you probably got the prostate cancer. But why not discover those things earlier, ahead of time, and get into the prevention aspect? Do you ever hear that thing, you are what you eat? We're totally what we are, what we eat. So our key thing is to identify, now with the software, I'm putting all the patients that I've done blood work on before into the software. It is phenomenal what things are coming up with. We try to have what's called an integrated practice. I tore my labrum, my left hip, playing tennis over 30-some years. I choose not to have hip replacement surgery. Do I have pain? I have hardly any pain at all. I had to give up tennis. And what I do is I'm on totally anti-inflammatory diet. I do what's called Prolotherapy. How many people have heard of that? Anybody heard of that? So this is alternative stuff. So the integration is I got other doctors that specialize in different things. Prolotherapy is a method where they do a dextrose solution and some other different things in order to tighten the ligaments. Anytime someone gets degenerative changes, they're getting a sloppiness in the joint. So when we go ahead, I had this just done recently, and I had it done from another doctor. He wasn't that good. So I find out who's doing the best methods and then go on from there. How many people have heard of stem cell therapy? Anyone heard about that? Okay, so you're hearing about the stem cell therapy. Well, the stem cells we can extract from our own body via, the iliac crest, or even the fat cells have a lot of stem cells. But there are supplements now, special nutraceuticals, that stimulate your own body stem cells. But there's also something else that stimulates your stem cells. You know what that is?
No.
It's a lifestyle thing. What is it? What do you think? Exercise. Exercise is one of the key things. Now, what do we want to get in exercise? We want to make sure it's a non-pounding, of course, But there's a lot of things that could be done from a natural method without going through that process. How many people have heard of the book Weak Belly? Anybody? Okay, wheat belly, written by a cardiologist that did about 10,000 or more open heart surgeries. What did he find classically was going on? What is it? It's inflammation. Why does inflammation become a problem? Because your body wants to throw things on it like to put out a fire, like the hose. So what it's doing, it's laying down deposits on the blood vessels. What are the blood vessels? They're smooth muscle. Everything is smooth muscle. So when you're spraying all this calcium and everything else, trying to put out the fire, you're closing down the arteries, right? You're closing down the blood flow. What do you got now? You got a heart attack. Why? Because there's no oxygen getting the tissues. It's phenomenal. So that's a little bit what we do. Let me give you an idea. We got 4 barriers in the body, right? 4 major barriers. We got the blood-brain. Why is that important? How many people want dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, neurodegenerative disorders, right? We got the lung barrier. Okay, we got the skin barrier. How many people have heard of other individuals having eczema, psoriasis, or other type of things going on with their skin? The skin barrier has been compromised. The 4th one is the gut barrier, and this is the key. Do you know how many cells are in the body? 10. Some people are saying 10 trillion cells in the body. Guess how many organisms are in your gut? 10 times that. 100 trillion. So see the relationship of everything that's going on. I had a gal come in the other day. She's got thyroid issues. One kid's got celiac, and so they haven't even changed the whole family's diet. I don't understand why, because that's a genetic issue. And then, of course, she's got skin eruptions, these granulomas that are going on, which is another autoimmune attack, which means that her skin barrier has been compromised. Now she's coming to me because what we're going to do is we're going to turn her around. We're going to get her healthier. We're going to get her fixed. Are we going to cure her? Maybe not, but we're going to fix her. Okay, you understand the difference between a cure and a fix? Meaning I'm never going to turn someone back into 10 years of age, but I can get them doing great. I can get them doing phenomenal with all the different things that we utilize. Because what we're going to do is address and focus on those key things to get her body to regenerate. Your body regenerates in a period of time. Year, 2 years, pretty phenomenal. Any questions? How much time do I have? Yes, 2 minutes. Any questions? Yeah. Perfect diet, I believe, is different for everyone, okay? So I look at, where's your genetic history? Where do you come from, right? If you come from Europe, what has been your source of food, right? So being Italian, it's like, it's a lot of the, olive oils and things like that, the beef, the pork and things. But, understand that the pigs, what are they fed today? Horrible things, of course. If you see how pigs are really not that big, blown up, they're kind of relatively slender, the way they're supposed to be raised. But, for example, someone in Japan, what are they raised on? Fish. Seafood, a lot of vegetables. China. So it is a little different, but now we're screwing up the whole individuals because what are we doing? Intermarriage, exactly, a lot of that. And these kids are really compromised now. So a lot of things are going on. I've done Eat Right for Your Blood Type. I've done macrobiotics. I've done Fit for Life, Fit or Fat. I've done everything as far as health-wise because I wanted to see what was going on. I'm supposed to eat dairy. I'm supposed to be okay eating dairy. Every time I eat dairy, it congests me. Okay? And so I don't eat dairy at all. I don't even eat raw dairy, which is supposedly supposed to be okay. And I researched beta-A1 casein, beta-A2, and how they bred that out in New Zealand because they found out there was a high incidence of juvenile diabetes. I don't do dairy though, not anymore. Any other questions at all? Perfect diet. Raw dairy is like from a cow that is not going to be pasteurized. Even the raw nuts, okay, that you buy, that you think that might be better, like a Trader Joe's, you know what they're doing? They're still pasteurizing them. You're better off buying from the farmers markets where they're not pasteurizing the raw nuts, the almonds in particular. You want those enzymes. You want that good quality stuff. You want your eggs. Eggs can be pretty good, but there's a lot of people that are sensitive to eggs. Why? Because what are they being fed? Corn, soy, and the genetically modified stuff. And a lot of times at the farmers markets you could find the actual chickens that are free range. And I've gone through that process. Go ahead. Chem panel is more comprehensive than ever because we do a total thyroid, we do the big time CBC, I run autoimmune panels a lot of times, B and T lymphocytes, you know. It really depends on natural killer cells. I run anything depending on that person. But many times I start with a basic panel, and this is what, you know, that was good that you brought up your thing, because I want to work with the life insurance people that these individuals, when they can't get insured because their blood chemistry suck, I can turn those around now, get them into a good state of health. So I'm going to really address the life insurance agents that are having a problem with their clients.
Thank you very much.
What's that? My comprehensive blood panel, it would be about $4,000. It's $450. Okay.